Hi, morning traders. Welcome to another session of Market Snapshot. The shutdown continues, and that means there are some things that are on a delay, right? Remember, the shutdown is as a result of lack of passing a budget, and so there's some expenditure that could be affected, right? Remember, one of the biggest spenders in any economy is the government, building roads, infrastructure, healthcare, and all that. So if government employees have not received their salaries, that means money is not circulating in the economy. That creates a challenge, right? So today we'll be looking at the ADP, non-farm employment change, and the ISM. Good thing is some of this data is not affected because it's private data, right? Unlike the government data, the NFP on Friday. So yeah, basically it's an estimated change in the number of employed people during the previous month, excluding the farming industry and government. Okay, so forecast, this is what traders are expecting, that the number will be 32,000. So any number higher than this, 35, 40k, 50k, is good for the dollar, right? It means that more people have been employed. That can only happen if the economy is doing well. But any number lower than this is bad for the economy, right? That means something is not playing out, and that could mean that the Fed needs to do more. This is where you'll hear Trump say, we need to do more, Fed chair, you need to do more, so that at least you're spurring the economy, right? You need to cut interest rates so that there's money circulating in the economy at a cheaper price, so that guys can expand their businesses, hire more people, and create those jobs. Then, of course, what will be the effect on the dollar? Whereas if you're looking at GBPUSD, then if this number comes out higher, that 5, 40, 50k, then of course the dollar strengthens. So GBPUSD sell, EURUSD sell, gold sell, right? USDCHF, of course, now that becomes a buy. USDJPY buy, USDCAD buy. But anything lower than this, let's say 30k, 28k, the lower the number, the more the impact. So anything lower than this leads to the weakening of the dollar, right? So that means GBPUSD buy, EURUSD buy, AUDUSD buy, NZDUSD buy, USDCHF, that's a sell, USDJPY sell. So that will be the impact that will be coming in at 4:15. Then we have the other one at 6 p.m., ISM Services PMI. There's something that we really need to discuss, that the service industry in the US is one of the biggest, right? It's quite big. So that means this actually has more impact than the manufacturing one, right? Because services make up majority of the US GDP, right, and employment. So any number from, let's look at this interpretation, traders are expecting it to have gone up 50.7. So this could be a good thing, right? If this number comes out higher than this, like maybe 50.8, 50.9, then that leads to the strengthening of the dollar. Anything lower than this, it means there's contraction, a bit of some contraction, and so that could lead to the weakening of the dollar. So that's basically, then of course we'll be seeing Trump speaking later at 9 p.m. So we could see some volatility coming in. It all depends. Once again, and by now traders, we know you can't anticipate what Trump will say, right? He'll be like, now I'm deciding to do some tariffs on China. And yet we had a conversation last week, right? Anyway, that's Trump for us. So the best thing you can do, how do you take a play on this one? Just use risk management. Make sure that you're reducing your exposure. If let's say your account is used to taking 0.10 lot size, why don't you slow that down? Make it 0.05, 0.02, just for a day, because the volatility could come in strong. And that gives even maybe some space for your stop loss, maybe a bigger stop loss. When you reduce your exposure, your lot size, your stop loss can be wider. That gives you leeway for some moves. So those are probably the things that we'll be looking at. So with that, basic fundamentals, because ideally every time as a trader, always look at the economic calendar, right? Fundamentals will move the market, right? So make sure that you already know what's really playing out. You don't be caught flat-footed, and that has always been the biggest undoing, especially for newbies, guys who come in with that get rich mentality. They don't know that there is other things you look at, not just the chart, that you need to look at the economic calendar to have an understanding of what could affect whatever it is that you want to trade. So next thing you know, they're happy, they're up maybe $50. Next thing, they've blown their account, or they are minus $30 and they can't explain, right? So you'll hear them saying, oh, it seems the market is going against me. It seems like the broker knows my positions, he's coming after me. No, you didn't take time to understand that. And that's why we have that's why we have classes every evening, 8 to 9 p.m. We have the beginners class. Today it's on day 3, and we'll be looking at the other strategies, right? Before you take a trade, you know what you're really doing, right? Why am I buying here? Why am I selling here? Right? You must have reasons as to why you're doing whatever it is that you're doing. The same applies in trading. So if you don't have those reasons, then that's what you call gambling, right? And there's no consistency in that. At some point in time, you'll give up, because I mean, how much money can you lose, right? So make sure that you attend those classes. Then we have the mentorship class that is currently ongoing, the 11 to 12 p.m. one, where if you're if you already know the basics, what trading is all about, what is a pip, what is a lot size, you have a strategy, but then maybe you're dealing with issues like psychology, greed, fear, indiscipline, fear of missing out, revenge trading, all that, right? So you might want to attend that class, because it will be quite impactful. We will share real-time experiences and even things that will help you deal with some of these emotions. And of course, even the strategy, like advanced strategies, to make sure that you fine tune what you already have. Maybe you can pick up something from our strategy and combine with yours, and that gives an edge, because in trading, it's all about edges. Do you have an edge, right? What separates you from the next trader? That is what will give you a tick. So with that, let's go to my MT5. Let's do some analysis and seek market opportunities, because that's the essence of trading, right? You're looking for where those opportunities are. So everyone who's joining in, welcome. Prepare your questions. I'll be looking at them towards the end. So for now, let's do some chart analysis, and I'll be going to my MT5. We'll start off with GBPUSD. Great. There you go. So GBPUSD has been dropping. The strong dollar has been building a case. And so what would we want to see? Always, as a trader, go to higher time frames, always, right? This is what you call the top-down analysis. You want to see what's happening on higher time frames. So like in our example here, we have areas of support. One, we have this one on the moving average, the 50 EMA. That could be a buy area, right? An area of support, because we can see at some point in time, this was in April. Price tested the moving average, and GBPUSD went up a whole, how many pips? Let's see. Went up 1,082 pips, courtesy of this moving average, right? So let's see how price reacts to this low. So that could be an area of support, right? So GBPUSD is still a sell, and that becomes a possible take profit area. Then if we go to the weekly, we can see something interesting. It's like we have another moving average. Another area will be this order block just above that candle, that one. So we have that 29.35. That's almost 108 pips from the current market price. Yeah, so that's an area where you'll consider that being a take profit target, right? Then let's look at the daily. Yeah, so on the daily, we can see the moving average, the 800, acting there as support. So that becomes a possible area. So there's a high likelihood GBPUSD is coming to these areas. But for now, let's look at your entries. Like, okay, we've just identified that those are possible sell areas, sorry, take profit targets, but then where do you enter a trade if let's say you want to take advantage of those moves? So I'll be looking at one of these, the moving average, that one as a possible resistance on this pair. Yeah, so I have that. Let's see on H4, do we have something that could act as a strong resistance? Last month's low, this one. So 30.95 or 30.70. Those are the two areas where I will be looking at maybe sell opportunities on GBPUSD. So right now I'll be looking at that bullish move, maybe to that moving average, or we could also see GBPUSD hit this low, last month's low. Right, this is where now you'll hear traders say support turned into resistance. So in this case, this was an area of support, right? But now it's turning into a resistance. So from there, then that's where we will be looking at that sell. Maybe take profit one will be there. The last, this was yesterday's low, right? So yesterday's low could also act as a possible take profit one. So from there, we should probably now look at that drop is either that or this other one. Those are the two areas where I'll be looking for sell opportunities on GBP USD. So how do you determine that this area could act as a resistance or this one? Once again, confirmation tools. What I would want to see, I'm a proponent of the RSI, so I would want to see price come up to the 70 region. All right, so this bullish move that we anticipate should come to the 70 region. It's only when price gets to the 70 region that I'll be looking for sell opportunities. And now I don't just enter blindly. I would want to see confirmation candles. I would want to see a bearish engulfing. I would want to see bearish tweezers. I would want to see evening star. I would want to see a shooting star. The moment that appears either here or here, right, then that becomes my confirmation that we are going short. So that's it on GBPUSD. Bullish move and then long term swing, maybe up until Friday. We should probably see that price hitting 29.35, 29.11, thereabouts. Let's look at the other pair, which is EURUSD. What do we anticipate on EURUSD? Once again, always go to higher time frames. That's where you have a clear understanding of where the market is going to. So going to the weekly, I would want to map these. This is an order block. Basically, this is it's a bullish order block, the last bearish candle before a move up, right? So this is an area where I would anticipate to see some buyers. And then there's, of course, the moving average, a few pips from that. That's it. On the daily, I can see a moving average that could also act as take profit. That one. That is around 90 pips from current market price. So what would I want to see? Maybe a bullish move on H4. Maybe a move there to that order block over there. Yeah, so maybe a move to 1522. And then from there, that's when I will consider looking at sell opportunities. So once again, what will be my confirmation that if I go to lower time frames, M15, that I want to see price come to the 70 area, which is now this bullish move. And then from there, I will look at the other candlestick patterns. Can I see bearish engulfing? Can I see evening star? Can I see shooting star? Can I see bearish tweezers? If any of those patterns present themselves, then that gives me a sell trade. So we have that. Maybe even the moving average at times, the moving average could act as the resistance. So it's only a difference of, I think, 4 pips, right? 15, 18, 15, 22. But the most important thing is your entry is on lower time frames. What do you want to see? Price having come to the 70 region, and then your confirmation candles. So let's go to this one. So the moment price does that, you map out your possible exits. This is yesterday's low. So a drop from 1518 to 1471, that will be my first take profit. And then looking at it from the daily, the other one will of course be 1401 or 1400, which is a quarter point. Yeah, so that's what I would want to see on Euro USD. A bullish move and then a bearish move. Yeah, remember the market will never move in a straight line. That's why we are looking at a possible move to that area before continuing with the sell. Then we have AUDUSD. Go to higher time frames. So you're already at a moving average that is acting as a possible support. Then let's go to the daily. We have last month's low, the low of October, that could act as a support area. I would also be looking at this order block over here as a possible support area, 64.27, 64.39. So those are the high likelihood areas where AUDUSD is coming to. But in the meantime, what do we want to see? Maybe a move to this moving average, a bullish move. We can see another block here, right, that is in line with that 800 moving average. By the way, I'll be training this strategy today, the moving averages with the confirmation. So if you feel that this is something that you'll want to attend, make sure that you register under the links below. There's one where start to learn. Just join, just go to that link and select the evening class, yeah, the 8 to 9 p.m. class. So exit areas, we could also see today's Asian low as an exit area, that one. We've already seen last month's low here. So what I would want to now see is a bullish move to maybe that area, then a bearish move. 50 pips and then maybe the other 70 pips. So that's what I would want to see on AUDUSD. What about NZDUSD? NZDUSD, let's see. Go to higher time frames to have a better understanding of where the market is going. So clearly, from what we can see, we are looking for sell opportunities, right? So one of the exit areas will be the yearly low. This was the low that was set up in, which month was this? April, right? So here we have some support. We have some buyers here, right? So that will be my exit on NZDUSD. Which is what? 54.83. Yeah, 54.83. That's an area where we have some buyers. Let's go to the daily chart. Going to the daily chart, look to your left, right? This is technical analysis. So clearly from the daily, we're still looking for sell opportunities. So I'll want to map out another block here. That one, 55.72. 55.72 is an area of interest. So now let's see what could possibly play out. Your entries. So looking at H4, do I have anything? Maybe last month's low. Can I have last month's low? Yes. This one. So last month's low becomes an area of interest. This is where now support turns into resistance, right? So I would want to see how price reacts when we get here, because I would want to see some sellers pushing the market. So a bullish move is something I'll be looking at. And then from there, we could see some bears coming in. And one of the targets will be today's low. So I would want to see a drop, 50 pips, and then overall a further drop on the daily, 109 pips to this order block here on my left, 55.72. So those are the areas I would want to see NZDUSD come to. Now, my entry, if you look at the confirmations, I would want to see price come all the way to the 70 region. So it's this bullish move that we've just mapped out. So once price hits the 70 area, then I look for the confirmation candles. Never enter without confirmations. So that is what I would want to see. Let's look at USDCHF. USDCHF. From the monthly, it could seem like we're looking for buy opportunities. So let me see this area. I know this order block has been tested, but price is coming there. The daily chart. Oh, there's even a moving average up here. Interesting. So that becomes a possible area with sellers. So I would want to see a bullish move. I would want to see a bullish move on USDCHF. Then from there, maybe we could encounter some sellers. Yeah, we could encounter some sellers before continuation of the buy. Yeah, something of the sort. Or even price could hit today's low, Asian low. So nothing stops this trade from dropping all the way. Then from there, maybe we could see a continuation of the bullish move. USD CAD, go to higher time frames. Clearly, we're still bullish on USD CAD. Let me see. Let me look at this order block here. 42.14, almost 98 pips from the current market price. That's a possible area of resistance. If I look at my left, I can also see another order block here that is yet to be tested. This one, right? You can see it from April at 42.33. So once again, you can see the moving averages acting as support. The reason why we have this bullish move is courtesy of this support on the 200 EMA. So USD CAD is screaming buy, but then we could probably see some bearish moves before considering those buys. Let me see on my left. Do I have something? There are sellers on my left. Remember, a good trader is one who looks at your left so that you can determine where price is going. Okay, so clearly there's not much information on my left from H4. Of course, on H1, we have something here. We have an order block at 41.39. Interesting. 41.39 could act as an area of resistance on USD CAD, but this is minor resistance. So this is when now you take advantage of that pullback before buying at a cheaper price, right? So 14.39 is an area of interest for me on USD CAD. I would want to see price hit this area, and then we could see some sells to maybe, let me see, is there another block or something that you can work with? Yeah, maybe this one on H4. Or the moving average. These are possible areas. Those are possible areas where we have buyers. Because overall, we are still buying, right? So this is just taking advantage of the pullback, yeah? So I would probably want to see that 55 pips drop from 41.39, a drop, and then a continuation of the buy to 42.14, 42.33. Then we have gold. Gold has been looking at sell opportunities. I would probably still want to see gold come to this moving average. This 2025, those who've attended our classes, there's a pattern we saw playing out on gold that every time it will come to the 50 EMA, the sellers will be rejected. There's all this to back it up. Yeah, May 2025, all that, right? So that presents us with an opportunity. So I'll still be looking for short opportunities on gold. So this bullish move could probably give me an opportunity to enter at a cheaper price. Yeah, so maybe a test of the Asian high and then a drop. A bullish move, not Monday's high. Yeah, Monday's high. Will we get there? I don't know, maybe. Or even yesterday's high. These are two possible areas, exit areas on gold. Then maybe we could see a drop or a drop. So those are the possible outlooks on gold. The target is the moving average. Okay, UT 100. There's something that we had analyzed yesterday, that UT 100 needed to close this gap, right? This gap from October. Finally, it was closed by this move yesterday, and so that means we're on the clear on that one. So I'll still anticipate UT 100 to drop. Maybe the number will come out negative, right? The number will come out negative or positive. I don't know. So our work as traders is just to map out your areas and wait for price to get there. Actually, I've realized there's an order block here that is yet to be tested. This one. This is a bullish order block. The last bearish candle before a move up, right? So I would probably want to see Nasdaq UT 100 test that area. Before we get there, maybe that is what I would want to see. A bullish move and then a bullish move, then a bearish move. Something of the sort. That's it. Remember, we'll be having an event next Friday. Yeah, details are there on your screen. Don't miss out on that Kenyan round table where we'll find different traders. If you're a crypto trader, this is your space. If you're a commodities trader, it's your space. If you're a forex trader, indices trader, come and defend your spot, right? So there'll be a whole conversation around trading, like, hey, why are you into crypto? Why not trade? Why not forex? Why are you into commodities and not forex or crypto? Why are you into indices? Why do you only trade indices? So there are different guys who will be defending their assets, and it will be quite interesting. If you're a trader, you really don't want to miss that out. So sign up for the Kenya Traders Roundtable on the link in bio, 14th November. See you then. We'll be there, Rufus, Jesse, and I, and the rest of the team. We look forward to having an engaging session. So, of course, not unless there is a question. That's the end of my outlook. What would you want me to analyze? Euro JPY. Okay, let's have a look at it. Euro JPY. Do I have it on my market watch? Let's just add just in case it's there. Okay, so remember, this is educational analysis. This is not signal. We are just analyzing the market. Once again, we can see something playing out. The moving averages acting as, in this case, support. So price hit that moving average, and there was a 70 pips move. So let's see from higher time frames. Okay, so maybe I would still want to see a bullish move on Euro JPY to that moving average. 177.12. So that will be my outlook on Euro JPY. There's also a possible take profit here at 176.80, yeah, on that moving average. USD JPY, as we wrap up. Remember, USD JPY hasn't yet filled its gap. So the next time this market will be crashing, USD JPY will give us some good pips, when closing this gap. For now, what is USD JPY doing? Go to the daily. Let's see whether we have something here. That's an order block, moving average. Yeah, so maybe I would want to see it test that area. There's a neckline over here, neckline over there. So probably a bullish move to that price over there. That's it, guys. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.